Godzilla x Kong, Guardians of Equestria. Written by Phantom Plus 1234. Chapter 13. A buggy mess. After receiving a distress call from Cadence, Twilight and her friends make their way to the Crystal Empire only to be confronted by Tobias himself. Frustrated with his failed attempts to finally rid Twilight and Co., Tobias, using the power of Hypermecha Ghidorah, summoned 5 new monsters modified with the DNA of Equestria's most dangerous villains as a desperate attempt. Sensing the danger, Godzilla, Kong, Revan, and Angus rushed to battle to put down the monsters only to be overpowered. Thankfully, after nearly meeting their ends, Shimo and Sko rushed to their aid, and with the combined strength of all 6 titans, they were able to reclaim victory from the villains. Now with the Crystal Empire saved, Elin and the rest of the Monarch Task Force made it a priority to stop Tobias from causing more damage. The only problem was tracking him down. Thus, with the help from Twilight and her friends, the members of the task force were able to continue their search while the ponies helped them navigate Equestria. They were now heading towards the Changeling Kingdom after Elin's phone detected another Titan reading from the nearby area. "Good, you guys made it," Twilight said, greeting the 4 as they exited the hive. "Yeah, not really difficult when you got the necessary tools," Trapper chuckled. "Spike's gone to talk with the leader. He's been friends with him for a while, so he should be able to convince the Changelings that you mean well," said Twilight. "He's also catching them up on our current situation," added Starlight. "That'll save us some extra time," said Elin. "Sorry to keep you waiting," Spike called out to them with Thorax by his side. "Timing couldn't be more perfect, Spike," said Twilight. "Hey Twilight, hey Starlight, good to see you two again." Thorax waved at the two before looking towards Elin. "Oh, and these must be the humans who's going to help us." "Well, not necessarily," Bernie murmured. "So what's the situation looking like?" asked Elin. "Well, it's not too good," said Thorax. "Well, that's reassuring," said Bernie. "Follow me. I think it's better if you see it for yourselves," said Thorax. Confused Elin, Bernie, Gia, and Trapper began following Thorax. It all started when the big 3-headed monster began capturing changelings and sucking up their magic. "I managed to help my kind retreat back into the hive after the attack. Unfortunately, only me, Pharynx, and Achilles managed to avoid capture," explained Thorax. "DR isn't that?" asked Tempest. Elin nodded. "Tobias is continuing to hunt down every form of life in this world to take their magic. We need to hurry before things get any worse," she said. "Well, before you do that, we need help with this." Thorax pointed to a field infested with large praying mantis feasting on the greenery used to decorate the hive. "Shit, it's chemicals," Elin cursed under her breath. "I'm sorry, what?" asked Thorax. "Chemicals, basically giant praying mantis," explained Elin. "They're not so intimidating on their own, but when they gather in a swarm like this, they become more annoying than anything." "Ooh, so gross," Rarity groaned. "Is there anything we can do?" asked Thorax. "Normally Godzilla should be able to handle something like this on his own, but he's currently resting up with the other titans back at the Empire," sighed Elin. "So we're in trouble," said Rainbow Dash. "Oh, our hive is not prepared for something like this," Thorax whimpered. As he said that, a large seed-like appendage suddenly emerged from below and almost crushes the group. "Ep!" Fluttershy yelped. They watch as the Chemicras crawls up and stares at them with its beady eyes. "Ooh, get it away from me!" Rarity screamed as she hid behind Thorax. The Chemicras hissed and raised its legs, ready to pounce when a massive spider web dropped on top of it, trapping it. "Are we safe?" Rarity asked, looking up. The Chemicra screeched as it tried to escape, but not before a massive spider emerged from behind. "Now a spider!" Trixie yelped. But instead of attacking them, the giant spider began to drag the web containing the Chemicals away from the group. It looked at them one final time with its 6 blue eyes before turning its attention towards the others in the swarm. "It saved us?" asked Spike. "Doctor, what exactly was that?" asked Starlight. "Considering it captured that Chemicals, I can only suspect that it's him," said Elin. "Kumwanga correct?" asked Trapper. Elin nodded as they watched the spider hunt down the rest of the Chemicals that tried to escape. After trapping the remainder of the swarm, Kumwanga turned its attention towards the group and scuttled towards them. "Oh shit!" Bernie and the others began to back away as the spider monster continued to pick up speed. But just before it could pounce, another screech rang out, grabbing its attention. They all turned towards the source to find a much bigger spider entering Kumwanga's territory. "Another spider!" Trixie yelped. Unlike Kumwanga, this one had 8 legs that resembled bamboo stalks, and its face resembled a skull with beady red eyes. "Mother long leg," Elin said as she began backing up. Kumwanga let out an ear-piercing screech as the mother long leg scuttled towards him at high speeds. Kumonga quickly spewed out several strands of his web in attempts to slow it down, but the mother Longleg showed no signs of stopping. Before Kumonga could do anything else, the mother Longlegs rammed into him, sending him crashing into the side of a nearby boulder. Kumonga scrambled to his feet as the mother Longleg attempted to jump on top of him before spewing a glob of his threat into the eyes of his rival. With the mother Longleg distracted, Kumonga began wrapping a silk around its legs and tying them together, causing the overgrown spider to trip and come crashing down. "Talk about a takedown," said Trapper. As Kumonga produced a stinger from its mouth, the mother Longlegs broke through the silk and rolled to the side to avoid being stung. As it finally managed to shake off the web off its face, the mother Longlegs screeches at Kumonga, clearly enraged. "Okay, and it's pissed off," said Bernie. As the two roar at each other, the area around them suddenly explodes, shaking the earth and knocking the party down. The group slowly gets to their feet as dust covers the area, obstructing their view. "What the hell was that?" Bernie coughed. Whatever it was, it obviously wasn't pretty, Thorax hacked as he spit dirt out of his mouth. Suddenly another roar filled the area, grabbing their attention. "That didn't sound good," said Capper. As the dust cleared and both Kumonga and the mother Longleg slowly got to their feet, two more monsters were standing in front of them. One resembled a cross between a cockroach and a rhinoceros beetle standing on its hind legs. A large silver and gray horn protruded from the center of its head, and in place of arms were two large drill-like appendages. The second was a giant black moth with red, yellow, and black patterns on its wings and two yellow horns on its head. Its 6 legs dangled as it hovered above the ground, and its 2 red eyes burned with a deep hatred. "Ah, what horrid creatures!" Rarity exclaimed as Applejack shot her a look, clearly not amused. "Miss Elaine," Twilight said, looking at her. "I know," she said, nodding her head. She quickly pulled up the data on her phone. "The one on the right is called Megalon. He was a large insectoid that was defeated by Godzilla many years ago after he was sent to destroy our world by an underground civilization," she explained. "The monster next to him is considered to be a dark counterpart of one of Godzilla's allies, who appeared in order to wipe out the entire human race because he saw them as a blight to the planet. We have dubbed him Betra." "Talk about a destructive duo," said Trixie. "If these two were created by Hypermecha Ghidorah as well, then no doubt that Godzilla will come after them," said Eileen. "Yeah, but Godzilla's currently out of commission from the last battle," said Bernie. "Does that mean we're?" Spike asked nervously. "We're most definitely screwed," said Bernie. Kumonga and the mother Longleg as Megalon and Betra simply stare them down, completely unfazed. Kumonga rushes forward in an attempt to tackle Megalon, but he quickly jumps over him. As Kumonga turns around, Megalon opens his mouth and fires 2 red crystalline stones at Kumonga, which explode on impact. As Kumonga is left stunned, Betra follows up by tackling Kumonga with his 2 horns and sends him tumbling down a large cliff. Megalon lets out a victory cry, not noticing the mother Longleg sneaking up behind him. In attempts to subdue the overgrown beetle, the mother Longleg shoots out its silk, but Megalon simply slices through its silk with his drill-like appendages. Frustrated, the mother Longleg lunges at Megalon only to be sliced in half by his drills. "Alright, now we're definitely screwed," said Bernie. Megalon laughs as the 2 halves of the mother Longleg disintegrates before turning towards the group. "It's looking at us," said Capper. "Miss Elaine, isn't there anything we can do?" asked Starlight. "At this point our only option is to run," she answered. "Oh, we're doomed," Fluttershy whimpered. They watch as Megalon and Betra slowly approach them. Twilight attempts to blast him with her magic, but Megalon simply shrugs off her attack and continues to approach. "It's no use, my magic doesn't affect the thing," said Twilight. "Oh, sweet Celestia, no, I don't want to die, especially not by a giant disgusting bug," Rarity cried. "That's what you're worried about right now," Rainbow Dash exclaimed. They look up as Megalon towers over them, screeching loudly. "No, I won't let you hurt my friends." Thorax quickly changed into a dragon and attempted to fight off Megalon, but the monster simply swats him away with his giant drills, sending Thorax crashing into the ground. "Thorax!" Spike gasped as he rushed over to his friend's side. Megalon roared as he raised his 2 drills over him. The group quickly huddled together as Twilight summoned a shield around them, protecting her friends from Megalon's drills. Twilight gasped and collapsed as Megalon managed to destroy her shield in 3 strikes. "This is bad, this is seriously bad," Pinky yelped. Fluttershy cowered in fear as Megalon raised his drills one final time. But just before he could bring it down on them, he was suddenly knocked back and into Betra by a blast of light. "What was that?" asked Tempest. A loud shrill cry rang out, causing the group to turn around as a second giant moth descended, landing behind them, its body glowing in ethereal light. "Oh, not another one," said Rarity. "No, wait, that's..." Alien quickly gets to her feet while holding G as the moth looks down at them with its large blue eyes. Is it not going to attack us? Asked Sunburst. Not this one, said Celine. This is an ancient ally of Godzilla, the protector of humanity and the queen of monsters. This is Methra. If you guys are enjoying this story, please give it a like, comment your thoughts, give me a follow and share this story with your friends, and I hope you all enjoy.